Like if I wanna sit butt ass naked on my couch and eat a whole thing of pizza, like, I would feel a lot more comfortable.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of Impractical Nonsense. How this is going to work is I'll be on every episode unless I die or some shit. And I'll have one of my buddies will come on every week and we'll shoot the shit we're going to go with half an hour, but if we go too long, I don't really care. That means we're having a good time. So, first guest, making history on Impractical Nonsense, my boy Danny Huckins. What's up, Danny?
Going on, man? Glad to be here,
It's been a while.
It's like you're popping your 3rd cherry
My
because
third
you've tried this
podcast cherry. We're going
you've
hard
tried
this
this 3
time.
times. Yeah, you've tried this 3 times before, and it just
This
didn't
is the
work
time
out.
now. I think I've always been stuck on having a partner where it's just hard to plan. With this, I have backup plans. Like if you're busy one week, it's okay. I've got like 7 other people who want to do it. Let's just rotate, and it gives you different people every week, so it's kind of interesting. You can get into personal stuff, into stories with them, and all stuff like that. But I have
Yeah.
to say, not hating on my other friends, you're probably the most entertaining because you've been busy on the internet. So.
Yeah, man. I'm a streamer. I do multiple other podcasts, so I'm all over the place when it comes to the social media shit.
You're a
So
busy man. But
I
you know
am.
what? You have a big following too, and I want to be like you, Danny boy.
You want to be like me?
Just like
I
you.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say I have a massive following, but
Compared to
it's
me, I
growing.
think I have like 26 people out here right now. And I think they forgot about the channel because it's died off like 5 times. We got it now. We'll be consistent. I promise. If it's not consistent, I broke my promise, but we're going to do it. So
Now it's gonna be horrible if you like break your leg and you can't record tomorrow or something.
I
like
can
you,
record with
you
my
know,
leg. Now, if I break like my neck, I'll be in here like this. Like, what's up, guys? I can't click any of the buttons. Did you happen? So this is coming out Monday, but yesterday, which is today, but we're going to try it. Whatever. Yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. Did you happen to catch the game? I'm guessing no, because you're not really a football fan, right?
Hell no, man.
More of a wrestling. I know. See, in my opinion, and people will hate me, and I'm probably like conspiracist, if that's even a word. I think the NFL's becoming the WWE. It seems like it's more of a, not as much you have a script and that's set, but some games are more, we want this team to win, so the refs are going to kind of blow it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that are NFL fans say that the script is the sport is like scripted and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, sports. I feel like it doesn't matter what sport it is. Part of it is always going to be some like scripted or have some kind of like weird thing behind it. So
It has to be because it's going to be boring. The only one I'd have a hard time believing kind of is hockey because like that puck's coming at you fast and that goalie, okay, you have to save it because if it goes in, it kind of messes up. The NFL, it's hard with the NFL because stuff like the holding call, everybody's holding on every play. The refs just decide which one they want to hold, which one's not a hold. So the biggest thing in the championship week, you had the Eagles and the 49ers playing each other, and the refs were atrocious. Like it was clearly they wanted the Eagles in. And then on the other end of it was the Chiefs Bengals, and the last play of the game, it was a good call, but like up to that, it's been bad. They got a flag that put them in position to kick a winning field goal. So today, end of the Super Bowl, 35-35. They're at like 25, so they're in range of a field goal. But then they call a holding penalty, which it was a hold, but it was like let them play, which put him even better and gave him the first down, I believe, and put him in field goal range, so they won. It's just stressful, but my team's not in, so I don't really give too much of a shit. I'm Patriots, and they need some work after Brady said, "See ya."
Bro, you literally almost talked for 2 minutes about sports, and I have no idea what the hell you just said.
It's just like wrestling. You could tell me something about wrestling, I probably won't know what you're talking about.
Logan Paul is actually pretty decent, man.
I forgot he's in it. So Logan Paul's WWE, Jake Paul's boxer.
Well, they're both sort of boxers, but Logan Paul has sort of transitioned from boxing into WWE. But now his prime hydration drink is now the primary drink or whatever for UFC, which is kind of cool, I guess.
That dude's the amount of money he's got to be making right now. He's made enough just doing YouTube. Now he's WWE. Plus, the Super Bowl had a commercial about the that prime drink. It's him and KSI, right?
It oh my god, I forgot they had a commercial about that. I didn't see it. I I didn't watch the game.
See, you can watch the. You were watching the Puppy Bowl. I know what you were doing. It's literally just a bunch of puppies running around. I almost watched it. Kind of like at halftime, Rihanna did a show, and she's 100% pregnant again. I guarantee it. She just had a baby, I believe, not too long ago, and she looked pregnant. But football's over, so now I can get back to hockey and stuff like that. As you know, Colleen had a baby. I had a baby. We together had a baby. That's how it works, I guess.
The baby just flew out your ass,
The
didn't
baby
it?
just poof. The pelican thingy came to my house and said, "Here you go, number two," because I have a 7-year-old too. But anyways, she has not. Tacos were not allowed in the house. The smell of taco. I couldn't even get Taco Bell the whole time she was pregnant. That was one of the things that bring it in the house. She's puking. So finally, she's not pregnant anymore. Obviously, she's like, "I'm craving Taco Bell," and I was pumped. I'm like, "Yes, finally." I've had to eat it secretly in my car, all sad, like lonely, like one of those commercials.
Now,
And we got tacos.
if
Go ahead.
if she had a baby, but she was still pregnant, I would be a little bit concerned.
Oh yeah, me too. I'd be like, "What number two's?" Just like, "I'll see you later." But yeah, so we got quesadillas and tacos, and I was excited. I'm like, it's been a while since I got to enjoy it in my house. She's excited because she's like, finally, I crave Taco Bell again. It was freaking disgusting. They put the tacos were soggy as shit. They were stuck to the paper. The lettuce, it was just nasty. The quesadilla probably had the whole bottle of sauce on it. You pick it up and it just pours out to the point where neither of us want Taco Bell anymore. And it's expensive as shit. It was like $30 for us, and we got like 4 tacos and 2 quesadillas. Fast food's so expensive now.
Oh, bro, like inflation, man. Everything is fucking rising. The gas prices are rising. The food prices are rising. Rent is rising. Fucking everything is just going up while we're staying fucking down, man. Trying to keep the poor people down, man, and the rich richer.
At least I had a kid, so it's not like it's gonna cost me more money for stuff. So
I
it's.
suppose.
I was thinking about this. I think last week I had a training for my job. A little before that, and where I go to training is where my childhood home is in Springfield, but not around here, like 16 acres. So whenever I go to training, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to drive by the house and see what how it looks now, and it's like it's really nice, a lot nicer than when we had it. But I was driving back and I had my son Abel in the car, and he's talking to me like, oh, you used to live there with Grammy and Peepa, and I was like, yeah, when I was your age, this was my house for a long time. I went to this school right here, and I'm pulling up the intersection, and there's a bank on the left side, and I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, and then I was telling him, I'm like, that's crazy. I told him I was like, that used to be a Blockbuster, and he's confused. He's like, I have no idea what that is. I'm like, you used to, you know how you watch Netflix, you can pick your movie and it's right on the TV. And he's like, yeah, I know how that works. I'm like, I used to have to go to a store and pick up a little box with a CD in it, and then I had to bring it back on time or had to pay more. And he was just so confused, and it had me thinking like, when he's older and when my other son's older and they have kids, what's not going to exist for them that they'll tell their kids and they'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Or even the other way around, what are they going to have that we didn't have? Like my parents didn't have like computers and YouTube and stuff, and now we have it. What like stuff that they're going to have? Flying cars?
We've had YouTube so long, and I love this platform because I've been creating content since 2011. So to think of not ever having YouTube again, like I don't know what I would do with my time or my life or anything. But the idea, because I grew up going to Blockbuster as well as Hollywood Home Video all the
I
time,
totally forgot about that
and
place.
bro,
The carpets were the best part.
in 16 Acres, I believe, like, as you heading down towards Parker Street. For those of you that don't live in our area, you're gonna be like, "Alright, guy, get to the fucking point." It's a bank now, but there used to be a Blockbuster there. And bro, there was a Blockbuster there up until I think 2011,
That's the
if
one
I
I'm talking
remember.
about. Where
Because
that
that's the,
Atkins Farm
Walgreens
thingy.
and CVS. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
across from Wings over Springfield. That's the exact one.
I
Was it Hollywood or it was Blockbuster, right?
It was Blockbuster, and whenever
Yeah,
I'd be like, it was there until like 2011, I think, and then it slowly closed down or whatever. Because I remember seeing like a sign like going out of business. I used to walk past it going to the mall, man. Remember when we were mall rats?
those were. I wasn't like a hardcore like every day I'm there, but I wasn't a mall rat.
That's
I
where
was
I met
more.
Ben.
Yeah,
That's
I
where I met Ben.
you know what? I think I met him around that time too. But I wasn't a mall rat. I was more of a associated with mall rat, so I kind of moved along with him. But I hated it. I still don't like going out with people. My girlfriend has a hard time getting me to go on a date because I'm like, they have takeout. We can just the DoorDash is a wonderful. Actually, no, I can't say that. I freaking hate DoorDash. You pay $20 for your food and then like 30 for the guy to forget my soda when he brings it to my house. And who knows if he stuck his finger
Bro,
in my soda?
I hate DoorDash too, man. I tell Vicky the same thing, bro. Like, if you want to order out, fine, but do not get fucking DoorDash.
Like
Just don't do it.
if the restaurant itself doesn't deliver by Applebee's, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I got a whole different issue with Applebee's, but like Five Guys, good food. They deliver to my
Mhm.
house, but it's DoorDash, so I refuse to do it. I'm like, I'll go there myself. I'll just
It'd
get
be
it
cheaper to
myself.
just get in your car and just
Yeah,
fucking drive
maybe
there.
guys, it's kind of up there too. Like I said,
Uh,
we were saying everything's expensive now, but hopefully,
at least if you like, I don't blame you. Like, wanting to order out instead of like going out on a date or whatever. Vicky has the same issue with me. I don't. I'm a Jew, man, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense.
whoa!
I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. But
All these
I
YouTube channels
hate
you have just all canceled.
I hate spending money, bro. Like, she made me buy something for $30 yesterday, and I was like, my skin was crawling, bro. I do not like spending money. So the idea of going out to spend more money when I could just order out, I hate spending money, man. I'd rather have the food delivered to the house, and like, if I wanna sit butt ass naked on my couch and eat a whole thing of pizza, like, I would feel a lot more comfortable, man.
See,
Now every
I'd
now
be
every
willing to join you if there wasn't pizza.
everybody's gonna need pitchforks to poke their eyes out after what I just said. But it's true,
That's in
man.
Danny H vlogs on YouTube. He's streaming that next time. Pizza wrestling and him butt ass naked. The pizza will censor him. Don't worry. But it's
You're
just
gonna make
bad.
you're gonna make me wanna do another provocative photo shoot, man,
What do you mean
on
another?
social media.
You what? What? You have an OnlyFans? The Danny fans. Oh, it's
The
bad.
Danny Reds.
But even there's a bunch of stuff like who was it the other? Even my girlfriend has like she's not blonde, but she has we call them Colleen moments. So like I was playing because it got me thinking like my son's blown away because I have a PS2 and my buddy Adrian came over a couple years ago for a Christmas party and I have the Quidditch World Cup PS2 game and we were playing and obviously a PS2 your controller is wire hooked up to the system and his mind was blown. He's like, "Why do you have a wire? Why don't you just charge it?" I'm like, "That's not how it works, buddy." And I sided it out. I'm like, "The memory card's not even built in." But I was playing and then for some reason the other day Colleen's like, "Hey, why how does your controller hook up to the Xbox?" I'm like, "Wait, you don't what do you mean?" She's like, "How does it work?" I'm like, and I actually it got me thinking, I don't really know. Is it Bluetooth or something? But I was like, something in the Xbox knows that this controller's for that one. And she's like, "Well, your son upstairs, he has an Xbox. How does it not connect to that one?" I was like, I don't know. I buy them and then I read the instructions. That's all I know. You just push buttons and it works."
Oh, man, it's weird, like, our oldest daughter, Layla, man, like, she has a Switch, and she always asks me to play with her on it. I don't even know how to fucking turn the damn thing on, bro.
Yeah, the Switch
And
is it's
I'm only
different.
32. I don't know how to use a Switch, man. Like, all this high tech technology. I can edit a podcast. I can do a lot of graphic design and stuff like that. But I can't turn on a fucking video game system.
The Switch is complicated. There's like a little ass button on top, and they have two different ones. Like I think our first handheld was the Game Boy Color, and then even like
Bro.
graphics back then to now is when I hooked up to PS2, I'm like, this is horrible.
Bro, I remember when I was in middle school, my grandmother used to stay over all the time, and she would sleep in the living room, and my room would be right down the hallway. And I had a habit of not waking up and not like I was not a morning person. I hated school with a passion. So like I would have to shut the TV off at like 9 o'clock, whatever, and go to bed or whatever. And I would have a flashlight underneath my bed. And I would just, have it on like one of the lowest settings. I would just hold it in my underneath my chin and I would just fucking play Game Boy all night. Some of the funnest times, man.
Did you play with that like little light that hooks on and goes over the top of it? I never had one of those. So once the lights went out, I was done. I'm that means I'm not playing anymore.
And it was some fun times, man. I remember like the Pokemon games. I remember there was a Harry Potter game
No, we were
at
just talking
where
about that because we're all playing the new Legacy just came out and we were doing the pre-order. We played it, and then the rest of our buddies got on and they finally got it with the regular order. We were talking about that old game because there's spoiler for anyone who plays and is Gryffindor. Each house has a certain mission, and Gryffindor is you meet with Nearly Headless Nick, which is a Gryffindor ghost, and you go to the Headless Hunt, which you do in the Game Boy game, and you play bowling with the heads and stuff. You don't do everything in it, but it's like a nostalgic. That's a big thing, like with the kids, like my son and yours. They're not gonna have the nostalgic feel to some things. Like two of my buddies have never watched Harry Potter, and they're playing the game, and I'm like, there's things in the game you're not gonna get, but it's fun.
oh yeah, yeah. If I see somebody play it and I like it, I might get the game. Another thing I used to do when I was little. Now I don't know if I'm probably the only one. Okay,
That means it's gonna be weird.
so it's gonna be a little weird, man. So
Butt ass
again,
naked
like I
with pizza,
like
right?
no, I
Not
was
yet.
young, man. I was probably like 14 at the time, and this goes back to me saying like I never like getting up for school. I never like going to school, whatever. I like staying up late. I just I've always had insomnia. I've always had a hard time sleeping. Um, so like whenever my grandmother would come in and shut the TV off, I would turn it back on like 20, 30 minutes later, and I would make it black. I would make the TV go black and white. That way it would have less like reflection when the TV was on. So I would just watch TV black and white, and then when I heard movement, I would just get up, shut it off, and I would continuously do that all night until I finally passed out at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I I don't even know if I had a TV in my room when I was a kid. I had a desk, but I hated school, so I didn't sit at it. At school, I didn't. Like, thanks for the desk. You think I didn't do my homework? You thought I was going to do it at home because I had a desk? No,
Is-
I jumped out the
Isn't
window
that
and went and played outside.
isn't that weird, bro? Like like we hated having desks when we were kids or whatever because we
And
just
now we're
like
sitting at them.
we just put two and two together, like, oh, that's for schoolwork, and
Duh.
now we just spend most of our time sitting at a fucking desk.
Yeah, just like they told you, video games will make you dumber. No,
Mm,
your hand-eye coordination gets amazing. Sure, you are. I'm not any dumber than It's a lot of dumber. I probably can't get dumber, but I'm not any dumber than when I left school. And school doesn't even teach you what you need to learn. You don't learn
yeah.
about taxes or anything like that in school.
You don't
How
learn
to
to
fix
survive,
cars.
bro.
No, you don't. Like, what was the point in like half the classes? Like you gave me a study, so I just sit there.
Why do we have to learn about Hitler and the Holocaust fucking 70,000 times?
That might be so we don't repeat it. You're like, I have an idea, but wait a minute. Let me look in this book and see if it was a good idea. But no, I think the Holocaust might have been a bad idea. That's just my opinion.
It definitely was a bad idea. But bro, like we learned about the Holocaust at least once a year our entire fucking like academic lives. Or at least I did. I don't know about like how your school was set up.
Yeah, my one of like things I didn't get like algebra. Like why are you sticking letters in math? I don't even like the numbers. And then they're like, you're gonna use this. Oh, you know what? This always drives me nuts when I was in school. You ever have like you ask for a calculator and they're like, well, I'm not gonna give you a calculator. You're not gonna have a calculator out in life. Now you have a phone. You have a calculator no matter where you are.
Bro, I remember my English teacher. I can't remember her name. And my English teacher, bro. Like I used to go to school and like sleep and like especially like when I hit like high school. So like by the time I was like 16, 17, I only went to school to hang out with my friends because like I went to a behavioral school. It wasn't like a public school or anything like that. So a lot of my friends like they were in foster care and stuff like that. So I would go to school to hang out with them because that'd be the only time we could hang out. And I remember my English teacher, she disliked me so much and saw I wasn't doing anything, she would pass me just to get me out of her fucking class.
It must be nice. My teachers failed me because they're like, you're gonna learn. And I'm like, okay. I stopped showing up. I'm like, I can't learn if I stay home.
A kid got suspended in my school for bringing vodka.
But I got suspended for fighting. I think it was like a 1-day suspension too, maybe 3. Should have brought vodka,
I
I
remember
guess.
I beat some kid's ass in the cafeteria, man.
You s-
I was,
you said
I'm
beat, not eat, right?
yes, beat.
Okay, okay.
Get your mind out of the gutter, man.
Well, the pizza thing put it right up there in there.
But he was talking about my mom or whatever, and obviously, for those of you that don't know, probably don't, my mom passed away when I was a kid. So he was talking about my mom. I beat this kid's fucking ass. It took 4 teachers to get me off of it, man.
God damn,
It
it's
was
Hulky
gnarly.
Dan. Why didn't you play Hulk in the movies?
Ah,
I don't know if this probably didn't happen to you because it was a different thing. So I
I'm not
fought the
athletic.
bro. Technically, I've never seen the Hulk throw a football.
No, but you have to be good at running and stuff like that, and I'd
True.
rather sit my ass here and talk.
But when I got in the fight with school, we both got suspended. Actually, I think it was 3 days. The second day of suspension, we were hanging out because we were so bored. Everyone else is in school except the 2 kids that are suspended. So then we just started hanging out. I was like, it's kind of weird. We just fought and now we're buddies. But that's how guys work. You fight and then you're bros. I think everybody in my friends group, we've gotten in a fight once, even if it's not physical. But if a
Oh my
girl fights,
god,
if
bro.
2 girls fight, they hate each other. It's over.
Oh, so we were gonna do this, when we had Ben, and I think we were gonna do it on the TSPR channel. I feel like now's a good time as any because you just mentioned that, man. What about the time we were at Lynchy's house and I did the Steve Austin with the beers and you just speared me into the into
I
the
pile
pile of
drive you
wood?
and yeah into the fire good. Oh my god! And to think it was because I bought the beer and I felt you were wasting it. That beer was so much cheaper. If you did that now, I'd put you in the fire. But no, that was funny. I did apologize for that, right? No matter how much funny that night was a
I
mess. We
think
had
so.
everybody. Okay, for girls, if you're here, you probably already know. For some reason, teenage boys love to hit each other in the nuts, and they're. I probably shouldn't find this video. I know you have it on your vlog channel way in back, where we'd be playing pool at Lynch's house, and all of a sudden, everyone's on
Mhm.
guard the whole night because someone's sneaking up on you with a pool stick or something, and I got Ben so hard, and then I felt bad, so I hugged him, and as I was hugging him, I got him again, and then that was a violent night.
What about
There,
Jake pole
oh, it
dancing
was weird.
with the
I might pull up some like screenshots of, but he was like,
Yeah, I would
this dude was stripping down.
I wouldn't post clips of the video or whatever
Oh no,
because
no,
there's a lot of copyrighted music. You know,
yeah.
we were listening to a lot of Nickelback.
Is
Nickelback
that
was big.
is that really copyrighted? At this point, you're like, please give us free music. Let people listen to us. If anything, that hurts me more than it hurts the copyright. No,
I remember in
Nickelback's not that bad.
remember when you were I think it was you. You were hitting golf balls in the back of Lynch's house.
Across the lake,
Remember that?
right?
Yeah.
Were you there
And
when
then like
Josh Axton was there too, and he hit one? I don't know if you know him. He hit one. You know the big ass tree behind his shed. He hit one. It hit that. It came back and hit the house. And his dad
when
came out
was
and
it?
he's like, "It's done. You're done hitting golf balls."
I think that was before I started coming around. I didn't start coming around until me and Ben met in December of 2013. So I didn't start hanging out with Lynchy until like 2014, sometime around.
I can't remember any dates of anyone. I think the only one I can kind of remember is Grant because he was like the first one. I met him in preschool. Then a few years
Are you
later, huh?
were you around when I filmed that a vlog called Mexican Halloween because Jake was Mexican or whatever and he was wearing the sombrero.
I think so. You were at that house
We
in
went we went in East Meadow. We went to the hookah bar later that night.
I don't think I was there. Was it on Halloween?
Yeah, and then
Wait,
I
you
think it
hold on.
was
You went to Taco Bell too in Ludlow, didn't you?
I think so.
Because I ran into you guys in Ludlow, but I wasn't with you guys for most of that time.
I thought you were at the hookah bar with us.
No,
Can't
I've gone
remember.
to a hookah bar once and you guys weren't there. It was more my sister's friends.
We've had a lot of wacky times, man.
We got
I remember your old ass Jeep. I can't remember what
the
you called
Jimmy.
it. Yeah, the
We
Jimmy.
friggin' painted it all gray with blue stripes outside your aunt's house, and that
You
guy came
thought
and
you
yelled
were
at me for speeding.
You thought you were the fucking Fast and the Furious, bro.
I was. You remember that day it was snowing and I took out the mailbox at the neighbor's house? And then like an hour later I felt bad, so I went back, I handed him the mailbox. I was like, this flew off and I couldn't find it in the snow. I found it. I just decided I didn't want to I didn't want to tell on myself. But I gave it back. I did the right thing, kind of. I may have lied and said I accidentally hit it.
That's fun. That was fun times, man.
We gotta get on. So Danny and Ben have a separate podcast, and they did a episode where they kind of like this. They went back, like stuff that happened in the past. So we have to save some of this for that. We gotta have me, you, and Ben
Yeah,
on your podcast, and I'll put it up here too. And just go on. We got a ton of stuff we could talk about.
bro. Like we have. It's hard to believe how long we've actually known each other. You know,
Yeah,
it's like next year will be 10 years since I've known you. I met this coming December will be 10 years that I've known Ben.
yeah. I have no idea.
I remember
My time's a blur.
I met Ben. I don't know if you've. I might have told you this story, and he might have told you this story. I was filming a web series back in 2013 with my buddy Jeff and a bunch of other people called Mall Adventures, and it was sort of like a sketch comedy type jackass type thing, to where like we would have skits at the mall, and then we would pretty much try and get kicked out. Well, we didn't try and get kicked out. We did get kicked out, and we got banned from the mall for a little while because of our antics. Um, but yeah, we were filming and we were sitting down in the food court trying to figure out like what else to film and what else to add to that particular episode. And Ben was sitting there with a bunch of people, and he was a chubby Asian kid with fucking the emo hair.
Ben had that little face, but everybody has. I remember when
And
we had a band, I had long black hair.
now you just look like a fucking Viking, bro.
I'm a lumberjack. People call me Zach Brown. I have a country band. I'm famous. I was actually Zach Brown for Halloween once. I'll put that up too. I got a picture of that.
Oh, I can't wait to see that, man.
You'll
I
see
can't
it.
wait to see this episode. I have a feeling you're gonna implement so many funny things from our past. Now that
Yeah,
we're
I'm
talking
trying not
about
to go
that.
too much on memory lane because I do want to do it with Ben. You guys, it's your guys'
E-
idea, so we got to do it on yours. I'm not taking that.
even even it, bro. Like we have so many
Oh
fucking
yeah.
memories, bro.
Even like before I met you, there's stuff. I met Ben before you. Even I had Lynch before. Like the craziest thing is, I hung out with Lynch for like 2 years, best friends, and then we find out we're related. I'm like, oh shit. We were just sitting at a birthday party for one of his family members, and his mom said her maiden name, and I was like, that's my mom's maiden name. And then we did all this research and shit, and we're like, me and him are third cousins. My mom and his mom are first cousins, however that works. And we're like, that's insane. We've been hanging out for 2 years, and we didn't know that.
That's
Now we don't talk
wild,
at
bro.
all.
He doesn't talk to anybody, man.
No, I think Ben reached out a while ago. It didn't go well.
Yeah.
Dude, did you? This is way out. I'm letting you guys know I've tested for ADHD and I was borderline, but I'm all over the place with things. So random things. I'm gonna go be. You'll see throughout the episodes.
I've
I'm all over the place.
ADHD too, bro.
Did you see that Chinese balloon? I think it was last week. It's probably 2 weeks since I posted. I don't know time anymore.
I
There-
I've heard about it because I'm being on the internet and stuff like that, but I don't know what exactly happened.
So there was this
So
big ass white balloon with a satellite attached to the bottom, and the wind, I guess, blew it. And China's saying it was like, I think, a research thing. But then obviously the U.S. is like, you're flying a balloon with a satellite over the U.S. It's kind of sketchy, like you're spying. The problem was it got all the way through Alaska, and I think it was like halfway across the country before we went and shot it down. But the jet went, and everybody had videos that shot down the balloon and stuff. So now there's all these memes of people in hot air balloons, and the sound clip where it's like the guy going, "Let me tell you something, let me tell you something," and they're posting that, and the guy in the balloon's freaking out. But they shot that thing. That thing exploded. I still don't know what it was.
is there an actual video of that?
Yes, let me. The white. It was a big white. It looked like a hot air balloon attached, and there was like a giant ass. They said this. I think the satellite was the size of 3 buses. It didn't look like that in the video, but a couple jets flew up to it, and you just see explosions around it, and then it just starts falling. But it made it so far across the U.S. We're like, why did you wait so long to shoot it down? But that's the balloon with a giant. That satellite's the size of like 3 buses. and they had that float. Apparently, the wind knocked it into the U.S. I don't know if they said it was like a weather balloon or like I don't know, but that thing's freaking huge. But
What is
we
wrong with people,
it got
man?
shot down, so it's okay now. Of course,
That's good.
hopefully it got shut down not over a city. That was just a mess. Did you once again all over the place? I'm telling you, you'll get used to it. Did you see
That's
the?
what this podcast
That's
is,
what it
man.
is. It's just hectic. Did you see that shit with Netflix? I don't think I'm making it up. I kind of did a little research on it, where they're
Uh,
trying to stop the
uh,
file share.
yes, they are. They've been working on that for the past couple of months.
Did you see what they're doing?
They're you have every 31 days you have to like hook up your account through your Wi-Fi or whatever, your modem or whatever, so they can pretty much verify that it's coming from your home.
Yeah. So your house you can share with as many people as you want in your house. I like how they think I remember my password every month. I always everything of mine is remember password. It just goes automatically in. But if someone outside your house tries to log in, they get blocked from your account. Like Netflix
Yeah.
isn't losing a bunch of people. They're gonna die off soon.
But the thing is, what they're also doing is they're allowing you for an additional $3 a month, they're allowing you to add on other people. So like if your brother wanted to be on your Netflix account, $3 an additional $3 a month, then he'd be able to access your account.
The problem with that is Netflix is one of the most expensive streaming services already, and it's not even that good. If I had to list them, I would say right now with The Last of Us, HBO's the top. Hulu's second. I'd put Paramount up there too.
Vicky is all about like Hulu and Netflix and all that stuff. I got HBO Max because one, The Last of Us is on there. I'm not like a huge superhero guy, but I like a lot of the Batman movies and Batman shows and stuff like that. So obviously, I gotta have HBO Max for that. But I spend most of my time watching YouTube videos, man. You know?
I don't think I watch much. The most YouTube gets used is my son, but right now he's on a Harry Potter fix. This dude, I
Mhm.
got a funny story about him. I'll probably have so many stories about my son. He does the funniest shit. I was playing the new Harry Potter game and he likes to watch me and sometimes that game's a little complicated for him, so we'll take turns. If I die, he goes like we're doing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I got the new one like a year ago and haven't played
Yep.
it, so we got that. But I was playing Harry Potter, so he got two wands for this Christmas and last Christmas, and it's one of those you get it in a box and it doesn't tell you what the wand is, and you open it and it's a
Yep.
wand from one of the guys in the movie. So he has Bellatrix, who's Voldemort's side, and then he's got Nymphadora, who's Harry Potter's side. But he was upstairs for like an hour quiet, and that's not a good sign with Abel. Usually there's some kind of banging or something. So I went up to check on him. On the TV, he has a YouTube video of how to cast Harry Potter spells, and he's like practicing and saying the words and stuff. And he looks so disappointed. I'm like, what's wrong, Abel? And he's like, I don't get it, Daddy. You got me a broken wand, or Santa got me a broken wand. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I did it right. I moved it right. I said the words, but nothing's coming out. And I had to break his heart and kind of be like, well, Harry Potter, that doesn't actually cast spells. He's like, but I have a wand. I was like, no, that's not how it works. Then he came down. I came down, and like a half hour later, he came downstairs all excited. And he's like, you will not guess what I just did. I was like, what happened? He's like, I went in your room and I cast a purple spell on Colleen's pillow and it moved. I'm like, what spell did you? He's like, Ingarbadingo Bosa. I'm like, Ingarbadingo Bosa? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you mean Wingardium Leviosa? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, it worked. He's like, yeah, it worked. It moved. It was cool. I'm like, okay, go do a Vada on the dog. And he's like, okay. And he ran and he started doing it. Oh, that'd be bad if that actually worked. Because I don't know if you watch Harry Potter, but
Oh
that's
man,
the curse that kills everybody.
I do not, man. Like Vicky is into Harry Potter. Layla's into Harry Potter, our oldest daughter. I just never got into it really, man.
We're still friends somehow, I guess. It's so good though. Even
We never really talk about it though. You know.
it's so good. Colleen doesn't like it either, and I just makes me question us sometimes. Like, but
So,
the game's good. So I suggest getting the game, even if you're not a Harry Potter fan. It's a very good game. It's gonna be game of the year, and it's only February.
should we talk about GTA 6?
We still got like 7, 8 years before that comes out. But we can. I haven't
Mm.
seen anything on it. The last I think I
So
heard was it was the world map, and then that changed drastically.
there was a apparently a bunch of leaks and a bunch of YouTube channels and YouTube videos or whatever got flagged and taken down real quick because people were making videos on it. I think, like, you saw, like, the city and stuff like that, and, like, sorta like the cityscape, like, what city the game was gonna be in. I feel like with all these leaks, more people leak shit, the longer the game's gonna take because they're gonna wanna change shit.
Yeah, they'll undo what they already did because you ruined it.
So I think it's kinda like, I would like to be able to play the game before I'm, 150.
Yeah, that might not happen. That game's it's been a while.
What about, Modern Warfare, man? Do you still play that?
Hell no, I bought the game only for the story. I did the story. I played online. It was trash. I don't really. I think the only game I play now, like shooting, is Fortnite. That's it. And I mostly play with my son or my buddy times. I used to hate that game. Everyone said it's a child's game. I don't care. It's not anymore. It's our game now. We took it over. My freaking nephew. So you know V-Bucks. You gotta spend money to get V-Bucks to get stuff in there. He got a hold of my brother's credit card and my mom's. This dude spent $500 of their money on V-Bucks. My brother and my mom, they ended up getting a refund. My nephew was negative 7,000 V-Bucks for the longest time. I was like, I would never pay that off. You're never getting another character or anything, or you make a new account and you're still not getting my card. After he did that, I took all my debit cards and stuff off my son's. I was like, I'm not risking it. No way. That's for Fortnite, and he has all the characters and stuff. I'm like, that's insane. They weren't happy to say the
That's
least. They had to be
what
nice.
was
He's only
what
9.
what what was the reaction, though? You got break it down for me.
I think at
Did they,
first
like,
I
put him in
wasn't
a sleeping
there.
bag and, like, throw him in the river?
Maybe not that far yet. They I think they were just mad, but they got the refund, so it wasn't a big deal. But he was grounded. He couldn't play Fortnite for the longest time. I was like,
Well,
damn, I would have deleted it off the system. You're done. That game doesn't exist anymore.
that game died. That game died with your life.
I uninstalled it and removed it from the Xbox store.
At least they got a refund, though, that's good.
Yeah.
Always good.
And then his dad paid it off for Christmas, I think. So now he can actually have V-Bucks again.
Who in their right mind would allow a 9-year-old to use a debit card
Well,
anyway?
they didn't allow him. It was just on the Xbox. So like my brother file shares with him if he buys a game. It was just on there, and he got a hold of it. But it's all cleared and it's good now.
Oh, is this Joey?
Joey, yeah, he spent the Joey's money. Joey wasn't the happiest camper for a little bit, but it's
Bro, I remember, man. I remember when Joey this is, like, a complete random story, but I remember when Joey one night, he spent the night at Ben's house, and he parked his car across the street at the store, and, like, his car got towed.
I remember that because I went there and they were freaking out that it got stolen, and I was like, "Where are you parked?" I got out of work and my mom and brother called me and they're like, Joey's car got stolen in Springfield. My dad's like, it got stolen. So I went there and I'm like, where'd you park? And he points at the parking lot with the store. And they're like, we called the cops. We reported it stolen. We did this. We did that. I was like, did you go in the store? And there's a camera right there. I went, I went in the store for them. I was like, hey, do you guys have like a towing thing that happens if we park here? He's like, yeah, I think you have like 2 hours and your car gets towed. Or if you park overnight, you get towed. I go out. I'm like, the towing company stole your car. You got to call this place and get it. And the cops were like, you just wasted our time. I was like, why didn't you? Like in my head, I was like, you think a cop, the first thing we do is check with the towing companies before they start like filing a report about a stolen vehicle. And then a few months later, his car actually got stolen. Actually, it was longer because he had the newer car. He didn't have he had the gold Rav at that time, I think.
How did his car get stolen?
Some druggie broke in the car, took it, and dude, it was gone for like 2-3 weeks. Like, it came back full of drugs. It was bad. There was needles. The inside was cut. There was a suitcase in the trunk from my brother. Like, it was just back there, and the guy filled it with clothes. I think it was. So he's in Ludlow. The car was found in West Springfield. So for reference, if you don't get how far that, it's about like a 30-minute drive. But they took the car, and I think they were living in it. But he got it back. He got it cleaned, and it's all good now. After like 2-3 weeks. But it was so the events were very close. He, I'm trying to. I got in a car accident and totaled my car. I got injured. I had a concussion, and I think something was wrong with my wrist. 2 days after my grandpa died, the night of my grandpa's funeral is when his car got stolen. So he just had a busy week. And mind you, if my car breaks, we can kind of work around where like my dad lets me borrow his at this time. I bring it back. But 2 cars had gone down in the same week, so it was a struggle to figure out who's driving what. And then I bought another car. For some reason, I stick
I,
to the Trailblazer.
I like your brother, man, but he has some bad
He's
fucking
got
luck.
bad luck. He's got the worst of luck of all of us. If you guys watch The Last of Us, go over to TSPR, is it podcast? On YouTube, and they do a review of The Last of Us is it the day after? Every
Yeah, we
Monday, they do
recorded.
a review
Yep. We
of The
record it
Last of
on
Us.
Sunday night, and it comes out on Monday morning at usually around 10 a.m.
And they have guests every week. I was on last
You
night.
were you were just on the newest one.
It
Yep.
was fun. I had fun, but it's a good show. If you like Last of Us, it's good like to see other people's views on it and what they think about what's going to happen and stuff. And like I played the game, they didn't, but it's cool to see people who watched it without playing and people who played to see their different views.
Yeah.
But it was fun. You guys should check it out. But I think we're gonna wrap it up here, anyways. So I appreciate you being on number one, making history with me, baby. You're a
No
busy man.
problem.
We were talking at the beginning. You're a very busy man. Where can they see your busyness?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Danny Huckins, YouTube Danny H Vlogs. Just go to my Instagram, all my links and everything. You'll be able to find out everything about me there,
Perfect. He'll
along with
have
the link.
he'll have a link. I'll put some underneath for him. You guys can check him out. Show him some support. He does some cool stuff over there, especially if you're a WWE fan. He's like, I'm always seeing him go live over there. Well, I appreciate you
Absolutely,
guys
man.
stopping in for the first episode of Impractical Nonsense. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had fun, Danny. Definitely can't wait to do this again. Catch you
I had
guys.
a blast, man.
Oh yeah, it was fun. We got memory lane's a fun thing to do. But we'll catch you guys in the next one, or at least I will. Peace out.